Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill.
What happened, Dennis?
Was that Mr. Jensen? Two.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are going to call Rules and Appointments Committee to order for today. Ms. Carrillo, if you will call the attendance.
Barron,
Here.
Malinowski,
Here.
Mackey.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Our next order of business on our agenda is the approval of minutes from March the 22nd. I'm sorry, March the 1st, 2020, and those items can be found on pages 9 through 12. I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
And there was, as a point of discussion, I think on page 11, paragraph 5, just a scrivener's error where I think it should say someone instead of some. Further discussion about the minutes? If not, Ms. Carrillo?
Barron,
Yes.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Our next order of business is the adoption of the agenda. Do we have any changes for the agenda? Ms. Carrillo?
One moment, please. Just want to clarify on the agenda that on the vacancies under the H tags, instead of having two, we actually have two instead of three. And for the next one is, so under the hospitality tax, we have two vacancies, and under the Richland Memorial Hospital, we have one vacancy after today's appointments.
State
it again?
Please restate that.
After today's appointment, we will have two vacancies under the hospitality tax, and under the Richland Memorial Hospital, we will have one vacancy.
Yes, sir, you're recognized.
But that has nothing to do with changing our agenda. Is that right? Currently, we have 3 vacancies and 2. And that's all we're talking about is approving an agenda. So this is
Technically,
accurate.
yes.
Okay.
It was just a clarification on the numbers.
Madam Chair. And I guess I don't know where this would be, but I would like to add a place on the agenda just to get an update on where we are with the current notification.
Let's add that in our discussion for under item 6C. Can we just add that in as a part of our discussion there? Yes, sir.
How about under 7C, because that's information and that's what she wants, right? Information.
Very good, very good.
Thank
So
you.
we'll make that 7C for the agenda, an update.
We're not gonna get this.
Say it again.
I said, we're not gonna get the 7C today, but we'll see. Okay.
7C will be an update on the current application status. Further, we need to add to our agenda. Okay, so given that, we are going to add the items here that have been mentioned. Ms. Carrillo, if you will, please call for the vote.
Need a
Do we
motion.
have
I
a mo-
move,
we didn't-
I
we
move to
didn't-
approve the agenda as amended.
Oh, I apologize. I thought we had a motion already.
Second.
Any further?
Malinowski,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Now we're going to go into executive session to conduct interviews for the Board of Assessment and Appeals and the Airport Commission. I will entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
before we go in, is it confirmed that these three people are actually here? Or we will be interviewing? Okay.
They are confirmed. Yes.
All right. Motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Carrillo?
Malinowski,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved to enter into executive session.
Hi. Discussion?
I'll entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved, well, sorry. Make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
Ms. Carrillo?
Malinowski,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
We are coming out of executive session where we did not take any action. However, we did conduct 3 interviews, 1 for the Board of Assessment and Appeals and 2 for the Airport Commission. At this time, is there any discussion about the applicants before we move on to the next item on our agenda, which is the appointments?
I mean, I have a question about item 5 itself, the appointments.
Okay, well, let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead and go down to our next item of business, which is accommodation tax. There are 7 vacancies. We have 2 appointments. And we can take them one at a time, or let's just take them one at a time. So the accommodation tax, we have Mr. Williams and Ms. Putman. Mr. Malinowski, you wanted to talk?
Yeah, I did, because during the interviews, it was mentioned to a couple of the applicants that an appointment would not be taking place today. Yet when we look at 5A through G, I believe it is, actually H, it shows that we are appointing individuals for a couple of those that interviewed. One of them being the C, Board of Assessment Appeals, and the other one being B, the Airport Commission. So I just wanted to make sure we are or we are not recommending appointments today.
We are recommending appointments for the hospitality tax and the hospital board. Those are the only 2 that we're making recommendation per our agenda for a regular council meeting. Those are the only 2 that we are.
That's where I'm confused then, Madam Chair, because 5A, it says appointments, and it lists A through H, and it's got all these commissions, all these people previously interviewed, and I don't know why they would be listed there as appointments if we're not going to be discussing and making appointments.
So the conversation that we had during our last committee meeting was that we would appoint them in our committee, and then at the next council meeting, which would not be the one that's hosted tonight, but it would be the one that's hosted on the first Tuesday, this list that's before us now under item 5 would then be on the appointment.
Madam Chair.
I'm not following that.
Yeah. Basically what it is that the committee is not appointing anybody. The committee doesn't appoint anybody. The committee is making a recommendation to full council. The full council at the next meeting will make the appointment. So nobody's will be appointed tonight or today. It's at the full meeting, at the next meeting, that the full council will make whatever appointment.
I understand that, Attorney Wright. It shows that we have all these different groups listed. And so I guess I'll change my terminology and say, why are they listed for being recommended for appointments if we're not doing any recommendations from every one of these groups here? You said we're only recommending out of 2 of them. A, accommodations, and what was the hospital, which is G. But why do we have A through H then? We should only have A and G up here as recommending. The others should be there as upcoming.
Ms. Carrillo, you're recognized.
Thank you. Because they were from the past. So you are welcome to recommend them today if you want to, and the appointment will come at the following council meeting. So you can.
So we do need to
recommend
take
them
action
today.
on every one of these. Huh?
Yes.
Yes, we do
Thank
need
you.
to take action, but we're not recommending them to council until the first.
That's fine. I
Tuesday.
understand that. I thought you were saying we're only taking action on 2 of them here.
Oh, no. There only 2 are going before full council tonight.
Okay.
Are we clear?
Yes, you know.
Okay. All right. So with that, the first appointment is accommodation tax. We do have 7 vacant seats. I would like to ask the clerk's office, do we have how are we looking as far as applicants as it relates to the applications we received thus far?
So you do have a list of the existing applicants. If you look under item number 7B, which will be page 155 to 158, you can see the list there.
And that list is up to date. Okay, very well.
Ma'am.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
You
You're
can read it.
recognized.
sorry,
You
just,
can read this one.
just one question as far as this list being up to date. This happened before, I believe, in our November meeting where we talked about going back and including the folks that were in maybe the municipalities that were in Richland County. And I see some of that is in here, but I guess I want to know, did we only go back to November? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, did we miss any folks? No. Stays on there. Okay,
Some in further back.
thank you.
So with that, I will entertain a motion for accommodation tax. Yes, sir.
I would just like to comment, I'm not going to make any motion at this point in time, but just to add additional information if anybody wants it. And that is under 5A, number 2, Candace Patman, who previously interviewed. She had applied for 12 different committees. And when she was asked about listing her top choices, and she gave us her top 4, this particular committee did not fall within the top 4, just so you know, if you didn't have that info. So I don't know if that's, we don't always give the person what they want. I'm just saying that wasn't in her top 4 choices. And Mr. Williams, he would actually have to be filling the at-large seat is what I believe from looking at the information we have.
And I do believe that he's also made application to several.
He did, but not that many. So I didn't. It was 2 or 3, I think. Yeah.
To several. So
I think that was a record, the 12.
Mr. Malinowski, while you have your list forward for Ms. Patman, the township was number 1 for her.
Let me go to that page where I wrote it and I'll let you know. That was the December 7th agenda. Here we go. Her 4 choices. Number 1 was the music festival. Number 2, the hospitality board. Number 3, the township. And number 4, the Board of Zoning Appeals.
I had the music board, hospitality tax, and township. Okay, thank you. So we can make a recommendation to council with these applicants, or we can hold this in the committee.
Wrote HOSP. That's the confusion, hospitality and hospital. I wrote HOSP.
Okay.
Hospital board.
Okay. So I'm assuming we want to hold this in committee?
Madam Chair, I make motion that we hold 5A in committee.
Question on that? Ms. Carrillo?
Malinowski,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
5B is the Airport Commission. We have 1 vacancy, and the applicant must reside in the Rosewood, Shandon, or Hollywood Rose, Wells Garden neighborhood. And we discussed that Mr. Ron Mims does not meet that criteria. However, Mr. Louis DeSalle does. Is there a recommendation? Yes, sir, you're
I
recognized.
would make a motion to appoint Mr. Louis DeSalle.
Second.
Any further discussion? Ms. Colorilla, please call the vote.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
5C is the Board of Assessment and Appeals. And we have Ms. Cynthia Blair and Ms. Kamani, I'm gonna mess it up. Ms. Gallman, let's talk about it. Yes, sir.
Hey, Madam Chair, could the clerk's office tell me when Ms. Blair was interviewed? Because it wasn't on the agenda. We did interview her today, and so I don't know when she was interviewed.
She was interviewed on March 1st.
March 1st. Yeah, and so I'll just say that I'm not prepared on that one since I didn't know when she was interviewed.
Madam Chair,
Recognize.
make a motion to appoint candidate C1, Cynthia Blair.
I'll second that. Any discussion?
I'll just say I'm going to vote no until I can go back and look at my March 1st info, and then I can change my vote at council always. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Carrillo, please call for the vote.
Mackey,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Malinowski.
No.
Motion approved.
Item 5D, Board of Appeals. We have 2 vacancies. One applicant, Ms. Candace Patman.
Madam Chair,
You recognize.
make a motion that the committee holds this.
Second.
Question? Ms. Carrillo?
Malinowski,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Item 5E, Building Codes Board of Appeals. We have 6 vacancies. One applicant must be a part of the architect industry, one for the gas industry, one for the building industry, one for contracting industry, and 2 from the fire industry. As alternates, we have one applicant, which is Ms. Candace Patman.
Madam Chair,
You're recognized.
I would make a motion we hold this in committee.
Second.
Discussion? Ms. Carrillo?
Malinowski,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
5F is for the hospitality tax. We have 3 vacancies. The clerks did bring our attention that we have, once we make an appointment, we will have 2 vacancies left there. One of them must be in the restaurant industry. And we have Ms. Candace Patman again as the only applicant.
Move to hold this in committee.
There a second? I'll second it. And any discussion?
Yes, Madam Chair, didn't we discuss that this was one of the top ones of this candidate that we already interviewed?
Oh, it was not.
I thought I just heard y'all say that.
It was, I thought it was, but it was the hospital.
Oh, okay.
It was a hospital, yeah. Any further discussion? If not, Ms. Carrillo?
Malinowski,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Item 5G, which is the Richland Memorial Hospital Board of Trustees. We have 1 vacancy, 2 vacancies. After we make this appointment, we will only have 1 left. So I will entertain a motion. We have Mr. Williams, Ms. Patman, Ms. Harris, Mr. Keith.
Make a motion to appoint number 4, Caroline Keith.
There a second? It will die for the lack of a second. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion, another motion then to hold this in committee.
Second.
Any further discussion? Ms. Carrillo, please call for the vote.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved to hold in committee.
Item 5H is for the Transportation Penny Advisory Committee. We have 3 applicants here, Ms. Denise, Ms. Harris, and Ms. Patman. Mr. Malinowski, you recognize.
Madam Chair, this is a committee, we always have difficulty in getting people to apply, to appoint them and hopefully have them attend the meetings. And because we do have 5 vacancies, I will recommend that we appoint all 3.
There a second? I'll second it for discussion. And my discussion is that I don't feel comfortable recommending all 3 and when I looked at my notes, I did have a couple of concerns about 2 of the applicants. Of course, we can miss Ms. Patman has been throughout the list. But I do have concern about number 1 and number 2. I can do that. I'll make a substitute motion to appoint Ms. Candace Patman to this committee.
I'll second it.
Madam Chair.
You recognize.
Sorry, y'all. Was this in her top 3?
Or top 4? No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
All right.
Any further discussion? If not, Ms. Carrillo, please call for the vote.
Malinowski, Barron,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
We have 5 minutes left on our agenda. The next item on our agenda is to go through the rules. And if appropriate, I would like for us to at least address item 7C.
Yeah, I would make a motion that we move our agenda down, that we move to discuss item 7C on the agenda at this point in time.
Second. Any discussion? Ms. Carrillo, call for the vote to move our agenda so that we can discuss 7C.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes?
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
With that, we'd like to get an update on the current applicant status as it relates to the applications that we're currently receiving. The deadline is fastly approaching us on Friday. So if you could provide us with an update. I know it was previously mentioned that the chart that's on page 155 is the updated list. So with that, it appears that we've not received very many applications.
No. So you currently have that on the pages there, and you have the listed. The ones that are highlighted are the ones that have applied to multiple boards. So you can see who has applied to what committee or commission.
Have we been in communication with our PIO? Because normally this is something that is pushed through all of our social media platforms, in our newsletters. I don't recall seeing it on our social media as much as it could be. So have we been in communication with them?
Yes, PIO has sent the information out through the venues that they have. Our Community Development Office has also shared through their bulletin, and it has sent out, it has been published also on our website, and it has been also published on the newspaper.
I would like for us to have, if the clerk's office will have another conversation with PIO to see if we could really push it in anything that we are responsible for. So all of our social media platforms, end of the week review, all of those items, if we could really ask them to pump it over the next several days. Because I think this has probably been the smallest group of applicants that I've seen since we've been on council.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I just want to make sure that we're both saying the same thing. So I wanted an update on how many applications has we received thus far, whether it be through the online system or via mail at this point in time. And so I have yet to hear that number.
It is all listed on that list that you have in front of you. So we have received all online applications and one in the mail. So you have.
So I see like 3. Is that right? Okay, I just want to make sure. That was all I had.
So I think if we're going to move forward with addressing this and making sure that we get as many applicants as possible, we need to do our due diligence and speaking with PIO to do whatever we need to do, because we're going to be right back where we started a year ago with over 60 vacancies if we don't have application. And it may be a part of this body to decide if how we are requesting applicants and getting our information out, if that's the most effective way. If there isn't anything.
Motion to adjourn.
Ms. Carrillo?
Malinowski, Barron,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved to adjourn.